Your best friend to kind of be either miserable with you.
Jason Stevenson, psychic opening meditation music.
Have you ever wondered
Namaste, Zen Zebras. Namaste. I'm here. I'm just trying to get my music ready. How's everybody doing? Hi, Scout. Upstate New York. Whoop, whoop. Hey, Taurus girl. Okay. I'm just trying to get my stuff ready. Okay. I need incense. And I think I need the incense that is just going to burn so I don't have to keep on going back and forth. I'm about to do a reading. It's not going to be that long because I have to do something. Okay. I have to do something else. Oh yeah, that's a nice burn. That is a nice burn. I feel like I wish you were up higher, but I don't see anything like, I don't see like a box or something that I could put you up higher. Okay, anyhow. I'm not crazy about the smell of this, but and actually it's going to get in my way because let's see if I can't mess this one up. You've been watching and binging on my TikToks? Oh, good. I'm glad. I didn't know that you were on TikTok. I never ask anybody to like sub to me on TikTok. I did it as an experiment. I did it for my artwork and for dancing. Because I like to dance. I like to be happy, to feel happy. And I, even if it's just 60 seconds or 30 seconds, and there's a lot of songs that were on TikTok. YouTube, I used to do it, but YouTube decreased the amount of songs that you can dance to for some reason. I don't know why. But, guys, you know what? My setup is really bad. My table is claustrophobic, and I did clean up today. I cleaned up a little bit on the floor. I need to clean up over here. One second. I have a box. see. Let's see. Because I just feel like I look like a head. You know, like it's a bad angle. I have like 3, you know, phone holders. And I put you on the lowest ones, and then therefore I needed a box. Okay, I think I'm ready. All right. So guys, what I said on my TikTok a couple of minutes ago, I didn't even transfer it over to YouTube yet, is I'm getting ready to mail out the winners of the healing artwork. And I realized I looked through so many books. I have so many books that I write a few things in, affirmations, notes, different things that I need to do. And I couldn't find some of the names that are winners. And I really want the original winners to get their healing art. So I'm going to share it with you guys before I do this reading. Because that's all I could do. Sometimes people, if they don't answer me or get back to me or email me, then I just take that as they really didn't want it that bad, or they're not following me consistently. Okay, so you know, like by now everybody knows my email is katrina8.kb@gmail.com. I'll put it in the you know, the video. But yeah, that's my, you know, so all you have to do is email me. Okay, but these are the winners of the healing artwork that I need your address again. Okay, Crazy Grandma. All right, I know you probably gave me your address, but I can't find it. All right, I looked through everything. I don't even know the real name. All right, and Tarot Scorpio. You have a channel. I'll try to go to your channel and give you a message on there. But you'll probably see this because I'm pretty sure you follow me. And we work on similar cases. Anyhow, I think you live in Australia, so I need your address, your mailing address. That means your regular name and your mailing address. So those 2 people, Crazy Grandma and Tarot Scorpio. Okay, I do have Sharon Ford. I do have Lisa. Sharon, you're from United Kingdom, England, and Lisa, you're from Connecticut. Okay, and also I have Charlotte, and I have Helen, and I also have Forever Bella. Okay, the only 2 that I need for the healing art is Crazy Grandma and Tarot Scorpio Tarot. Okay, from Australia. Okay, and then this book I plan to write. See, now I wrote healing art and PR, which is psychic readings, and C books, which is children's books. Okay, those are the 3 things I do. Okay, and also the missing. I work on the missing. So let me write that too, because I'm trying hard to be organized. Missing. The missing. Okay, so that's why I'm going to put it in this book, and I'm going to work on getting your healing art out to you. All you need to give me is your mailing address, your name, and your address. Okay, don't worry about shipping. I'm going to worry about the shipping. Everything's going to be okay. I decided, God decided, and things will get taken care of, and everything will be all right, and you'll have in your hands and in your home a piece of healing art, and you'll have a folder that explains the affirmations and what the healing art means, and everything will be beautiful. Okay, very good. All right. Bump, ba da ba da bump. All right, let me put this over here because I want you to really see the smoke as I light myself on fire. by accident, of course. I have my nose inhaler. Don't worry, it's legal. It's not a vape or a cigarette. It's legal. Oh, just clears me up. It's because it's very high allergy time. I don't have a cold, but it's just very like, I get into a sneezing fit, and that's the allergies. In the part of Texas that I'm at is the highest amount of allergens, if you will. All right, so this reading is actually for my friend and my sub, Helen, and I'm going to start now. I already did my prayers, and I'm open and receptive, and I actually have a couple of cards that I wanted to start with. And Helen is born March 4th, so she is a Pisces, who I was talking a lot to. I was open and receptive to receiving anybody, and I looked over your questions, and I heard a lot from Eric. That was the name. There was a female energy as well, but who came across to me the most was Eric, which I believe is your granddad. And he wants you to know he is healed and he is watching you. And never think you're alone, Helen. Never think you're alone, because he gets sad when you are sad. He's like, I want her to remember what I taught her. I don't know what that is. That's between you and him. Just give me a second, because I'm trying to knock things over as usual. Okay. Second.
Do you
What
ever
the?
just look at
What the? Sorry, guys.
The introduction of Duo
One second.
Directory brings full identity provider functionality into that same secure foundation Duo is famous for. Simpler and more secure from the start with Duo.
Okay. Here we go. Here we go. This is what I'm listening to is Jason Stevenson. Sometimes, guys, I really need anxiety is high, and sometimes I really need the meditation music. Okay? So hopefully Jason Stevenson is not upset with me and I don't get copyright strikes. I do, everything is not monetized. I have gotten striked so many times because I have the music in the background. But they say it won't affect my channel. It's just that the person who has the music wants to make money on that music, and I won't make money. That video can't be monetized. But meanwhile, have they checked? My channels aren't monetized. They don't have my banking information. They don't have my tax papers. I tried to do it a couple of months ago. I think it was in January, February, and something happened and they were supposed to send me a PIN number and it never happened. So I took it as, God, if I'm supposed to do this, if I'm supposed to be monetized and just get that check every month, which sounds nice, right? Then let it happen, but let it happen, take away all the complications and let it go smoothly and people be helpful and emails come in quickly so that I understand how to do it. And Echo, stop. I realize I've been talking, so I started, then I stopped. Okay, so don't worry. I'll still do a good job. But the thing is, long story short, long story longer, and I still don't like the angle of this camera, but that's okay. Just a floating head. Okay. All right, so the thing that happened was that things did not go smoothly, and they put me on hold on something, and I have so many videos, and it's like I made zero. So they say that you got to make up to 100 before they'll even start to acknowledge your existence. And so they weren't starting from my work from 2019. They were starting from my work in January. And it was something stupid like all the work I do, you know, all the videos I do, I would only get like, I don't know, $1.79 for the month, $7, something like that. And it was stupid. And I think I earned up to, like, after doing like 40 videos in 2 months, I got $60, up to $60. But then you can't get that because it means nothing until it's up to 100. Then you have to pay them $100. Like, you have to literally pay them, YouTube, $100 so that they know that you have $100 in your bank account. And I'm like, what is this, a joke? Come on. I know I was born a long time ago, but come on. I don't, you know, I know I'm a retro girl in a techno world, but no, that is the truth. You have to do that. And I was like, you know what? This does not feel good to me. So let's go back. And I asked God, and I asked Jesus, and I asked my guides, and I asked the guardian angels, my guardian angels, what am I supposed to do? Okay. How do I make $1 but still be true to myself and not be like having to beg people, hey, you know, buy this, buy that, or just give me money for free because I did a video. And the answer was, go back to how I used to do it, and that was art gallery time, and that was just be myself and do whatever the F I want. Okay. If I make money, I make money, and if I don't make money, which is I'm used to that. Okay, I'm used to it. So, hi Diana, hi Tracy. So, you know, it made me feel relaxed because, yeah, I could do that. I could go back to how I used to do things, and that was more my style, and that was more authentic to me. And I was trying to be not authentic, and I was going against a message that I got from Jesus, that I have written down in my book, where he said, don't monetize yourself. Don't monetize yourself because you're worth more than just $1 billion. So I was like, you know, but it's 2025, and you know, I gotta buy my supplies and whatnot. So it basically just told me everything will be all right. I was told to mail out get those artworks out. I was told to finish my readings that I'm supposed to do, my free readings I'm also doing, for the people that won. And everything's going to be okay. Just do my best. And, you know, forget about it. And leave it alone. And let it go. Let it fly. All right? And sometimes you get your reward karmically. Sometimes you get your reward in heaven. Sometimes your reward is not monetized. Sometimes your reward is not, you know, but I'm always, because I'm a Virgo, I'm always like, am I going to have enough money to live on? You know, me and Devin, we're on a fixed income because we're both basically retired. And, you know, I have my little gigs, but it's not, that's, you know, maybe sometimes it helps pay a half a bill, but today, in today's age, it's really hard to live. And I understand that. I mean, if I was in New York, it would be even worse. You know, it's so expensive out there. We're in Texas, where it's supposed to be, tax free, and every year we have to pay 5 or 6 grand in taxes. Okay, so what is happening? But anyhow, um, we make it work somehow, some way. But, I say to God, I want to use my gifts and talents for good, to help people, to heal people, and myself, and my family, and my friends, right? Could you make that happen? And he says, yes, of course. Stop talking about it and just do it. Okay? Sorry, that's a little bit. Hi, Leisha! How you doing, Leisha? I'm so glad to see you. Let me see who's in here. I'm just talking, rambling on and on like a nutbag. Scout is here. Karina Virgo? You are here? What is this? Is this 2020? Is this 2019? Taurus Girl Reads. Well, welcome in. I'm glad you're here too. And I hope you are well. I heard about the Colorado, Leisha's from Colorado, and I heard about the Colorado shooting, and not that much has been said because of the other shooting. So it's just been a horrible, scary, like, I found myself, I don't know about you guys, but like, not only have I been crying for like a week after that girl was murdered in South Carolina, I think it was, on the train. It's like you feel like your heart is ripped out, and then you're like, do something. So many times I sat in this chair or that chair, and I went to go push play to come on because I heard, people need you to talk. You're hurting too. You're feeling sad too. You're scared too. But people need you to talk. And I just literally couldn't talk. So I would sit there and I would listen to things and I would paint. And that's what I've been doing. I've been painting, but I wanted to come on because I know that sometimes I do have a voice that's calming. People have told me I love to listen to you as I go to sleep because you help put me to sleep. I said, if I had a dollar from every boyfriend that said that to me, every husband that said I put them to sleep, my voice put them to sleep, I would be a billionaire. But no, that makes me happy because I want people to still see the goodness in the world, and that good will always outwin evil. Sometimes it feels like this week it didn't feel like it this week, right? And last week it did not feel like it, and it was so weird because that girl on the train, I'm lucky because I haven't been able to see the violent, I know people see on X, but I don't know how to go on X or Instagram, but they have seen the violent videos of both Charlie Kirk dying, in his neck, being shot in his neck. I haven't seen it. I saw him like fall over. I got up and I went over to the TV and they had just a picture of him. And this is when he was in the hospital. I thought maybe he'll be okay. He was in critical condition. And they had a picture of him standing there. And I put my hand on his head on the TV. I have a pretty big TV, not overly big, but put my hand on his head. And you know what I heard? Echo stop. I heard, Katrina, I'm already in heaven. Katrina, I didn't know what happened. But he had a bad feeling. And I don't know if you see it. Not when he's throwing the hats out. It's when he's walking over towards this to sit down under the tent. Right? it's like there was something finalized about it. Okay, I could be nuts, and I've been accused of such, but this is my feeling. And you know, as an intuitive, an empath, and a reader, when I put my hand over on him, he was walking. He said, "Watch me as I walk over there." He high fives some guy, and the guy pats him, or he pats the guy too. And then he goes over to the stage. When he's at that stage, he's kind of by himself, which I thought that was weird. There's the person with the camera is the only close person. He's got a table and a microphone. And nobody's there. Why isn't anybody there? I mean, maybe they are and we can't see them. But anyhow, he had a weird feeling. Is this the last time I'm walking to sit down? And didn't he... I know he sat down a lot, like I went over his videos. I didn't know him that well. I did not know him that well. So, but I have seen him before. I didn't know he was born the same year as my son, because my son is 32. And so I was like, how could he be 31? Well, he's going to turn 32 in October. This is his birthday, so he's a Libra. It was almost his birthday. But anyhow, what I was trying to get at is when he was walking to sit down, it was like there was an aura about him. And you can compare that to his face at different other times where he kind of looks like, not confused other times, but like, am I going to get my point across? Am I going to be able to get my point across? Not even thinking like, is somebody out there? Like he wasn't, like, his head was not there. Did he need more people? Yeah, there was 3,000 people there. And most of them kids, you know, students. And there was only 6 cops. Okay, that's not enough. Not in today's world. Oh, God. It's just... I said I didn't even want to talk about it because I feel like I'm trying to do a reading. That's why I couldn't do the readings before, because all these things were going on and I just couldn't concentrate. But anyhow, I felt like he said, oh, don't worry about me. Like, Katrina, don't worry about me. I am totally with God in heaven. But make sure people feel God's presence. Make sure people feel the angels around us. You know, make sure that everybody still tries to talk and use your First Amendment right. Yeah, I don't agree, Flya B. Hi, happy birthday. I don't agree with all he said either. Of course, we all have our own brain, our own mind. I don't agree with everything the president says. I don't agree with everything a priest says. I don't agree with everything. I do agree with everything Jesus says, though. But I didn't agree with like his thing about he is a controversial. His thing was get married, and don't have sex before marriage. I don't agree with that. I grew up Catholic. I don't agree with that. Why? I don't agree with that because I think that everybody's made up of chemicals. We're all made up of chemistry and chemicals, and I'm not trying to say, oh, be a hoe. Oh, go out and be a hoe. But I think that people have to make sure your chemicals collide in the right way, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, and I'm not trying to be a perv, but I don't agree with that statement. he was kind of anti-college. He was like, don't waste your time in the college. And I'm very for school, but I watched my son kind of do something similar that he did. My son went to school for like 2 months, 3 months maybe, not even a full semester, and he dropped out. But he didn't, and he was supposed to go back to school, go back to a different college of his choice. And he didn't go. He didn't want to go. So what he did was he self-taught himself how to code and how to do Bitcoin. And he bought his first house by age 24. And that's what his business is. He owns 9 houses. And he has a a business. But all self-taught, no college. But he reads books after book after book, and he's very, very, very smart. And that's really not from me, because I was always like, you got to go to school, you got to go to school, you got to have jobs, you got to have this job, that job, ambitious that way. And he wasn't that way. My daughter more or less was. But anyhow, everybody has to do what feels good for them, as long as you're not hurting somebody or hurting yourself. But we're all entitled to our own opinion. And I found, when I watched him, I found that he was very open to listening to people's opinions. He was always saying that was such a good question. He wanted these young people, Generation Z, and kids that are from 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. He wanted that group of people to really, because they're the people who are going to be running the world. We're on our way out. I mean, even if I live another 20 years, 30 years, I'm not, changing anything in politics. It's our kids and grandkids and great-grandkids, none of which I have any. Okay. Namaste. Okay. Archangel Zadkiel. Archangel Zadkiel. Why are you saying Archangel Zadkiel? Do you see Archangel Zadkiel? He's over there. Oh, I'll show you. Is Archangel Zadkiel right there. And there's Jesus with the children. There's a new mermaid picture I made. There's Jesus up here. Okay, so let's get started. I'm sorry. I went on a friggin' tangent. Advice needed. How do you get the confidence to ask women out in public? Oh, you have to go up to them and ask them if they're single, first of all. And if they say they're not single, you back up a little bit. But just ask them. Just say, I was wondering if you would like to go out, if you're not otherwise going out with anybody. Yes, prayers to his wife and kids. It's going to be a hard road. And so that's why I was crying. I was crying for the girl on the train. I was crying for her mother, her family. I was crying for him and his family. But the most peace I had was when I stood up and I put my hand on the TV. And he showed me something. Some of which I'll keep to myself, but some things that he showed me was, he goes, I wasn't on the stage. He goes, I was looking at all the young people. I was out there. And he was above his body. He showed me that. He looked down. He felt a little bit bad for that guy that was on the stage. He's like, Katrina, I'm a tall guy. How did they get me? he wants me to thank them. I don't know who, if they'll ever watch my video, because he was probably against psychics. I don't even know what his stance was on psychics, because he's very, very, very religious. Okay, so I'm more spiritual. I believe in God and Jesus, but I don't know if I do the commandments as good as him. I definitely don't do the commandments as good as him. But I know that because I was brought up Catholic, but my mother used to always say, because I would tell her that some people at school would say that I was being a devil, that I was, no, not when I was bad. If I said, I'm going to read your palm, and I'm like in 3rd grade, and the kids would freak out and say, in Catholic school, when I went to CCD, and they would say, I'm going to tell the teacher, that's like a devil. My mother said, or my father said that if you do that, you're a devil. So I went home and I told my mother, am I a devil because I know how to read palms? And she said, no, you're not, sweetheart. Those are gifts and talents that God gave you. And he wants you to use them, but don't tell anybody in school, and don't tell anybody in Catholic school especially. Don't tell anybody in CCD that you could do it. Don't tell anybody in your class. But you know me, I got a big mouth. I got a big mouth. Like, my parents got divorced when I was in 3rd grade. My mother said, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Like, your friends know, but don't tell anybody in CCD. Don't tell anybody. Because the Catholic Church didn't believe in divorce. And they don't treat you well if you got divorced. Okay? And so there's a lot of things I don't like about the Catholic Church. And God doesn't get mad at me for that. You know, because I try to be a good person and abide by most of the rules. But that's what I'm saying. Because Charlie Kirk had his way of thought, he was trying to tell you a little bit about how he thinks and what he does and what works for him. And maybe you could take some of it. Maybe you could understand the overall message is you are loved. And God loves you, and God will forgive you if you ask for forgiveness and try to change your ways and do the right thing. But he wanted to know what you thought. And he didn't try to hit anybody or hurt anybody. That's my opinion. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't realize this was going to be, I was going to go off on a tangent. I have ADD, so unmedicated. And sometimes it's hard for me to focus. I'm like, oh, a butterfly. Oh, I'm supposed to be, you should see my table. Okay. It's the right way. Yeah, sometimes, and some things that he said that was controversial, I did not agree with. I gave you a big example about, you know, people should wait to get married, you know, before they're together in the bed. And I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. I don't agree with that. There's so much. My mother used to say, be with somebody at least 4 seasons. But really, you should be with them like 2 summers, 2 falls, 2 winters, 2 springs before you're married, because people change or people show their true colors after a little while. But sometimes you could be with them for 4 years and it's still not work out because things come out, you know, or people change. I don't know. We're in an existential conversation right now, so thank you, Scout. I appreciate that. Yeah, I just don't know why you said Archangel Zadkiel. You know what? Another person I've been obsessed with is from Imagine Dragons, the singer Dan Reynolds. And I didn't know that most of his songs were from 2017 and 2018 that I love. And I'm like, why am I just getting, like, watching video after video just at night? Like, instead of watching meditation videos, or, you know, I watch those too, but I was watching all his videos, interviews, everything. I don't know if you guys know Imagine Dragons, Dan Reynolds, but his basic theme was, a lot of his concerts was, you know, about depression and about anxiety and about when people are gay, or they identify, you know, differently, and they're not accepted, you know, and then they want to take their life, or they just, you know, fall into a mindset where they feel like they're never going to be accepted or find the person that, you know, they could share their life with. And his whole theme of his singing and his creation of his songs was that love is love, and that love yourself and accept yourself, and don't even worry about, you know, but try to talk to your family, try to talk to somebody, try to talk to, if you can, talk to a therapist if you can. If you can't, try to talk to a friend. If that friend doesn't listen, talk to a different friend, talk to a family member, talk to a sister or a brother, somebody at a store or restaurant. Just get it out, get your feelings out, and you will see that you are more alike and similar to other people. We all have problems, we all have issues, we all have things that we want to express, and that love, it doesn't matter who you love yourself first, and of course love God, and try to just live in a loving way. And, you know, and there's gonna be people who are against you, even if you do everything perfectly, but that's their problem, that's not yours. What is the painting above my head? Yeah, this one, or this one, or this one. This one is like I took blue and gray and a little tiny bit hint. It's like 3 different colors and some white. And a little hint of lavender. But mostly it's like a grayish slate blue. Because that's what they told me to do. This one up here, that one's purple. I'll show you. This is like a slate blue, I would say. This is more of a darker blue, this Mary one. This is definitely gray, silver gray. And that one up there is purple. Yeah, that one's lavender. I have 3 new Michaels because I'm going to do a whole video on Michael. This is Michael, Archangel Michael. This is Archangel Michael. This is Archangel Michael cutting the cords, and this is Archangel Michael. Okay. Whoa. I am so sorry that I went off on the tangent, but don't worry, I will be doing art gallery time again, and if you ever want to know the prices to anything or questions, you can always email me. Okay, so getting back to Helen, your reading. Helen's a Pisces. Okay, so I have my notes. Let me just get back into your energy. And the first card, I actually did pulled the cards when I was first doing your reading, and I pulled them from different decks. So Eric, who is, I think, your grandfather, was saying, stop feeling you're alone. You are never alone, because he's seeing Sorry about that. He's seeing everything that's going on with you. Okay. He's seeing everything that's going down with you and on with you. Okay. When people are nice or when people are disrespectful to you, he says he sees it, and he's glad that you didn't make it worse by saying anything back. He said it's better if you make it into a joke, right? Because even though it's disrespectful to you, you're better off just getting away from toxic people and not letting them win to make you sad or cry. Okay, I hope that, let me know if that makes sense to you. I don't think you're in the chat, but you'll see this when you need to see it. Okay, so the first card I got from the Jesus cards is "You are the light of the world," which is Matthew 5:14. And when I just pulled this card, they said, let her know how she was valued when she was born. Okay. Yes, as I will tell her. Okay, in other words, thinking that, for some reason, were you thinking you weren't wanted? They're saying that even if you don't feel like you were the light of their world. And sometimes things get in the way, like, there's bills to pay, and there's other kids to feed, and there's moving houses or apartments. And sometimes with all that going on, you don't feel like you're special. You don't feel like you're valued. I know you're an adult, but they're showing me when you were little, and there was a lot of stress, and Anita, I'm not sure if she's your grandmother or mother, but the one who's a teacher, because she's showing me, she's going, I'm like you, Katrina. So she's in heaven, she's a teacher. She was like saying, tell her I'm sorry. She'll know why. So Anita wants you to know that she's sorry. She apologizes. She said, you're still my baby. You might not even be the baby of the family, but she says, you're my baby. And she wishes that she would have treated you like that more. They're showing me that the attention you were supposed to get, another child demanded it. If that makes any sense. That's what they're showing me. And Eric, which is your granddad, I believe, is like, tell her, Katrina, not to forget all the things I taught her. Don't write them down. Don't forget what I taught you. Keep your sense of humor. Okay. And then unto you it is given to know for the mystery of the kingdom of God. Unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of God. I'm not sure what this means, but I'm going to ask again. I'm sorry that you lost your cat. My cat was 19 years old when we lost it too. One of them. One of them was 17. Ripples was 17 and Raven was 19. But I'm sorry that you lost your cat. You have to get another one. Yeah, we have to have animals. Even though you're sad and everything, the best way to heal it is it'll be a different relationship, but you need to rescue another cat. Because they do more for us than we do for them. So in terms of this one, I'm feeling like, and I don't know the Bible verses by heart. I would fail that test, okay? But it's like I feel like it's trying to tell you that you already know a certain path that you have to take, Helen. And God's trying to tell you you already have it. You already know what would be heaven. And you're getting there. You're on the road. You're making changes, the right changes. But you are very protected by your grandfather and your mother. Like, she's wondering, like, she's kind of bothering me. Like, is she going to forgive me? Is she going to forgive me? Like, did you tell her the message? Yes, you just heard me tell her the message, but we have let her absorb it. Okay, don't make me cry. I don't want to cry because it's putting something in my head that, like, she has to make up for lost time. So this is your mom. She's in heaven, apparently, right? And even though, like, you might be, how old are you? Let me just figure out how old you are. 20, 25. Okay. So you're 54, right? Even though you might be 54, she doesn't care if you're 54, 64. When you're upset, she wants you to wrap a blanket around you, right? Even put it around your head, around your shoulders, and just wrap that blanket around yourself, right? And sit on your couch or your chair, wherever it is. And she said, know that when you are upset and you need to put that blanket around you, that's picture me holding you. She goes, because Katrina, I wish that I held her more. She goes, I did when she was a baby. But then different things are, there's somebody taking the attention away from you. Maybe they have special needs, or maybe they are demanding attention, or something happened. But so she's saying, I still do that. I still do that. But she wants you to actually put a blanket around you, head and all. Right? You know how you do that? And well, it's Texas, so it's hot here, but you're in England, so you could do it. And put it around yourself, and then she says, close your eyes and know that I am listening to you, and I am hugging you, and I'm there for you. Okay? And your grandfather goes, I'm not doing that, Katrina. I'm not doing all that, but he's around you when you got to come back with a line. And you are very funny. You are very funny. People are listening to what you're saying. Keep those jokes coming, because you're very empathetic and compassionate. And you notice everything. And your mom says, yeah, she always was like that. Let your light shine. So two cards came out about the light. The light coming from God to you, and the light around your aura. Okay? Let your light shine so before men that they see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. That's in Matthew 5:16. Let your light shine. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Are you walking with a cane lately and you feel bad about it? Because I see Jesus in these two pictures and he always has the staff with him. And he's like, don't feel bad about that. If you need your cane, you walk with your cane. Okay. Just see some. There's something else that I got the other day. I tried to do this video probably 3 times. Okay. Let me just find the other note. Okay, here it is. All right. Okay, so in terms of, I'm pretty sure your questions were about moving, and I needed to shuffle on that. I feel there is a move coming. There's an opportunity that will be, you're able to do, but it's just that you want it sooner than, there's 2 opportunities. One is like what you want more, and that's sooner, but I don't think you can afford that one. If you wait, like I feel better about November, okay? It's just like having things lined up, and like if you're patient, it'll be a better setup. It's almost like a person needs to move out of their house or apartment, and you need to move now, and you want to move now. So if you push yourself and you move somewhere, you have everything goes wrong. You owe a big bill, you don't have anybody to help you move. When you get there, the water doesn't work or the heat doesn't work, and there's all things against it. If you wait, something is being made, but the person didn't move out yet. See what I'm saying? Okay. Realizations and epiphanies, and keep on swimming. I just heard that. Keep on swimming. Keep going swimming. You've already had a lot of realizations, but especially in the spring going into summer, because I just heard that. These are my butterfly cards, right? So it's realizations and epiphanies that you've had. And did you feel like, I'm not going to want that anymore, I'm not going to push for that anymore, like that dream isn't going to come true? No, don't say that, because dreams can come true as long as you're alive. Don't put an age on it, right? If you didn't meet your soulmate and you're in your 50s, maybe it's not time for you to meet your soulmate. Maybe your soulmate is still with somebody else, right? Or maybe that person is going to pass away, so they're still with somebody else. So never put a time limit on it and to say, I'm going to give up on that dream. If it's really in your heart, just give it to God. Try to take a couple of steps towards it, and then let it go. And when I say let it go, I don't mean forget about it and give up on it. If you really want something, you make it happen. Okay? But you have an epiphanies and realizations from the spring into the summer about certain people, and you are correct. Toxic people, correct, stay away from them. And save up for something. There's some sort of check. It comes in my head like as a tarot card, it would be the Wheel of Fortune, but also the I think the 10 of Pentacles, where like an inheritance or money due from an accident that you forgot about, you should still move towards. It just might have been the wrong lawyer or the wrong person that you talked to about it. You need to talk to somebody else. Fresh ears and fresh eyes is going to get you in the right direction. seeking and finding. This is so beautiful. Goes with my nails. So what are you seeking? Whatever you're seeking, you're going to be finding. That's why, don't give up. There's a period of, like, your mom is showing me, like, Katrina, my daughter, my baby, she was really upset and she was crying. She wasn't feeling the love. She wasn't feeling the acceptance. She didn't know that so many people love her. Both on earth and in spirit. Both on earth and in heaven. But you're going to feel it. Hi.
It's for you.
Thank you. What is it?
Eat it.
Want to come say hi?
Oh,
You sure?
yes.
Devin just handed me this.
Hi, John.
It says, crafting because murder is wrong. It says, crafting. And there's a picture of a woman with scissors. It looks like 1950s. Paints and yarn in the background. And it says, because murder is wrong. So that's why I craft and do art. That's my husband. That's Devin. Okay. All right. So back to Helen. Dietary change. Okay. Dietary change. Okay, so the white butterfly. I love the white butterfly. It reminds me of my mom. Okay. Was there already a dietary change? Like, did you lose some weight or gain some weight and then realize that something that you used to have in your diet, like that you used to eat or drink, suddenly you're allergic to it? Our bodies change like every 7 years. And things that, like, you know, we all become allergic to milk. We all become allergic to, some people get allergic to MSG. Different times in your life, like where you were fine as a kid, then you were fine as a teenager, but then, you know, in your 20s, then problems started to happen, or you got ulcers. You're going to figure out what to take out of your diet or what to add into your diet that is good for your chemistry. Dietary changes are going to help you. According to the butterfly. Okay. And then I did pick, oh my gosh. Apparently I picked a lot of butterfly cards. Take the next step now. But in terms of something with moving with a house or an apartment, I'm still seeing November or holding back if you can. Important thing is, let a lot of people know that you're looking into a new place. Babe, what are you making? You making something? What are you making? Okay, great work.
It was, we got a gift from somebody, it was alcohol, we had some.
So the angels like the work that you're doing.
I didn't hear you. Where, Freddie?
Okay, so body changes. With these two cards coming in one, it looks like there's a big change coming. Body changes. Okay? But for the good. Like, you might get, like, there might be, like, bad, devastating news, and then you're, like, all broken up about it, but then there'll be some answers, and it's like, when you get time to think about it, let it absorb, then look at, okay, what are the next steps? What can I do besides pray? What can I do besides align your chakras, meditation music, color therapy, okay? All the stuff that I teach, okay? Definitely look into that. Any kind of disease that you have, or even bone problem, why am I feeling like leg or knee problems, spinal problems? I did a whole video on different parts of the back and what that means metaphysically speaking. And yeah, we all have to do things, you know, that we think could help align it, improve it, fix it. And sometimes surgery is not the answer. Sometimes surgery isn't the answer. And then what are the options besides surgery? That's what I heard. What are the options besides surgery? And then put it in God's hands. Okay? And there is pain. I do feel like you're having pain. Yeah, there's somebody that you didn't meet yet, and it's a younger doctor. There's actually two. They're both either nurses or doctors, or both doctors maybe. A woman and a man. And they're in the late 20s and early 30s, so you're going to be very surprised with them. I don't know. I feel good about them giving you healing. Maybe they're not Western maybe they're more of a metaphysical doctor. Okay. I need my glasses for this one, because this is, the angel cards are very small. The writing is very small. Walk away from illusions and towards truth. Show me the right path, O Lord. Point out the road for me to follow. God wants you to ask that. And you don't always get the answer right away. I don't always get the answers right away. That whole thing with monetization, it took me months to say, okay, I'm not doing this. What's the answer? Because I thought he was going to work it out where it was going to smoothly happen, and because it happens to everybody, but yet it wasn't happening for me. So, but sometimes it takes a few months before you feel like, oh, that was an answer. Okay, so it's telling you that I don't remember picking so many cards out. Oh, that one's not a card. Okay. Then I have, be in the presence of peace. Give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you. Be in the presence of peace. And that's with the increasing of the swimming. That's with the doing your jokes, being talkative. And always, like, if you're worried about how you look, if you compliment somebody, oh, like I'm complimenting somebody too much and they might think I'm a kiss ass. No, always go with the compliment. Always go with the compliment, especially if somebody do a 3-level compliment. The first level would be something on them that they're wearing, or that they have nice eyes, or they have a nice necklace on. Okay, that's first level. Second level compliment is on their personality. Okay, something that they did that you admired, that you liked, or you just want to point out. I like the way that you helped everybody. You know, you served everybody coffee, or I like the way you listened to what their order was. Whatever. That's a second level, right? And the third level is kind of like a deeper compliment that, like, oh, you're so good. You know, I really appreciate, you know, how you listened. Or how maybe they complimented you. You can compliment them. It goes a long way, because it opens people up when you give them a compliment, especially a third level, right? Which is not on the outside. You start with the outside, because a lot of people wait their whole life before somebody says, oh, you really have nice eyes. And the reason why I say that is because some people aren't told that. And they wait to hear that. Okay? And then a compliment about their personality goes deeper. Right? Because that's not on the outside. Alright. Am I making any sense? I know what I mean, but I'm not sure if you guys know what I mean. Let me know if there's 7 people in the house. Okay. This is a long video. Okay. Give me a purple or green or red, any kind of heart. Give me a heart in the audience. And also, guys, you can hype up my video. I've been hyping people's videos, and then they told me, you've already hyped three people's videos this week. You're not allowed to hype anymore. So there's a thing in there where it says you can hype. Make sure you're subscribed. That's all I ask. Share my videos. Be subscribed. Give me a compliment. Not a compliment. A comment. You don't have to compliment me. It's because we were talking about compliments. All right. But there's a hype button, and that will take my usual videos of getting like 80 views. That's all I've been getting because I'm shadow banned. And it'll hype it up. It'll give me more points. So please push that hype button later. Okay? On any of my videos, please push it. Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. Namaste. All right, let's finish this reading. Connecting. Oh my gosh, you're not going to believe this. You are not going to believe this. See, the cards never lie. Connecting with the living water. The sea belongs to him, for he made it. His hands formed the dry land too. Psalm 95.5. Okay. This means connect with the water, the ocean. If you can't get to an ocean, I know you swim. You go to the swimming pool, right, for exercise and healing. So this is validating that in the water you are going to get healing. God made that happen, that you were able to get in the water. Did I just say water? I say water. All right, sorry. Sorry, I'm cracking myself up. Okay, I'm not supposed to crack myself up. All right, let's have a validation ending card. All right. These are cards from this, and granted, this was only supposed to be 20 minutes, but anyhow, she won, so. These are cards that I pulled from my heaven deck, from your loved ones in heaven. It could be Grandpa Eric, or it could be Mom, Grandma, or Mama Anita. Is it Anita? I didn't feel like it was Malcolm, though. I didn't feel the Malcolm. I did feel the teacher, because she's like, I'm like you, Katrina, I'm a teacher. Okay? She wants you to work with your hands more. She was like, you know, you could still create with your hands. That was always your gift. Okay. All right. So here we go. Although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason, Helen. I was met by so many loving people. Yeah. And I just heard, she knows that you're in pain. And she goes, from up here, from when she was down on the earth realm with you, she couldn't help you. And she couldn't hear you. I'm just going to be straight. She's like, Katrina, my daughter was in pain, emotionally and physically, and I did not help her. But from up here in heaven, I can help her. And sometimes I just go along like this, like you're laying on a bed or you're sitting on a chair and like in a twilight state, like, you know, when you can't fall asleep, but then you watch a movie or you're just so exhausted that you just rest, but you're kind of crying too. She's showing me that. Don't make me cry again. Okay. She has a lot of guilt on how she treated you on earth, but she's showing me that in heaven, anytime my daughter, she keeps on saying my daughter, anytime my daughter is sad or happy, she said she's there, and she's showing me that she goes like this over your body. So you might feel like a little wind or chill, or heat. And she says, I'm trying to take the pain away from my daughter. Have a cup of tea, take 2 aspirin, make sure that you have something in your stomach, like crackers or a toast, and say, I'm gonna feel better. Today is not going to be a day of pain, and know that we are watching out for you too. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. All right. I didn't know you were going to show up so much. Okay. So your grandfather and Anita, I guess is your mother, right? Eric and Anita. This is the sign they're going to give you. They're going to make people clap for you. I don't know why this is important, but they said they want you to keep on, being complimentary and and joking, even if you feel like the joke is not going to go over good. Or you might think it's being annoying. It's not, because she said, and Eric, your grandfather, they're going to this is their sign that they're there. They're gonna make people clap. And you might say, well, I'm shy, I don't want people to clap, that I would be embarrassed. No, it's just like gonna be a couple of people there, and whatever you say, it's gonna be a good joke. That's why they don't want you to give up on joking around, because they're gonna go like this. Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh, they're gonna clap. All right, you let me know. You let me know. I'm not gonna say if, I'm gonna say when. You let me know when they clapped, because that is Anita and Malcolm said me too. Okay, the printer. Yeah, and Eric is, your granddad wants you to know he's dancing, he's moving around, he doesn't need any help of anything. His legs are fine up in heaven. And they will be with you for the move. You have to say their names and ask them for help and ask them for guidance. Please, Mom, Dad, Grandpa, let me, and God, of course God, guide me to the right apartment or the right place that I'll be happy at, where people are loving and people are friendly and people are helpful, especially helpful. Your tribe. Bring me around my tribe. Thank you. In Jesus' name. Okay. I am surrounded by animals. Okay, so this is people in heaven. I am surrounded by loving animals. So they want you to know, like your childhood cat, your childhood dog, or even a dog or a cat that you used to have, animals that you had in the past, when you were a kid, when you were a teenager, or even, young adult. All those animals are with your family, or with your people in heaven. Thank you for that. Okay, you ready? Breathe in. Visualize your loved ones. And there's always one that you really want to touch base with the most. Breathe out. And know I am standing right next to you. I am standing right next to you. And here's your mom again. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I know you are. She's like, Katrina, I'm making up for lost time. Even though I'm in heaven, I'm able to do more because I wasn't right when I was on earth. I was stressed out. She's just showing me her attention was in the wrong area. Like, you wanted her to believe you about some incident. And she's like, I apologize to you, my daughter. I apologize to you because I should have believed you. And I should have been there for you more. But you're doing it now. You are doing it now. She's almost like, are you sure? You can make her feel you. And for you, Helen, write your mom's name down and then also 3 times. And also write down mommy, mom, whatever you called her, mama or mommy. Write that down on a piece of paper. And then whatever you feel like saying with her, you look at the paper, you look at her picture, have a picture of her, okay, and know that she will receive it, and she is standing right there. See, a lot of people get scared with that. That's why people will come into your dreams, because they don't want to frighten you. But just know that they are right there with you. Every step of the way. Everything difficult. Everything fun. That's why they want you to have more fun. They want you to be with people and animals. I am here helping you. And this is the last one. It is beautiful where I am. Okay, guys. I want to say a closing prayer. If you guys have any rose quartz, clear crystal quartz, any kind of crystals, start holding them. Feel their energy. Okay? Please, dear God in heaven, please surround Helen and anybody who listens to this video with your love and friendship and healing. Allow Archangel Michael to keep them protected and help them find the right location where people are kind and helpful and loving, friendly. And allow Archangel Raphael to heal them of their illnesses and diseases and any kind of broken bones or pulled ligaments. Take away their pain from their spine and their anguish in their mind. And let them be healed. And let people treat them with love and respect and friendship. In Jesus' name, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Bye guys, I love you.